Hello, and welcome to Cracking the Lightning Code, where we have old news and new news. Before I get to the latest Fan First Friday, I want to run through some bits and bobs that have cropped up since the last one. Firstly, we finally have an identity for disguised Zuth Jupiter. It's Andros. Andros is disguised Zuth Jupiter. He's disguised Zeo Red. The curse of the Tenga warrior has struck again, and we now have 3 uses of Zuth for a non-Zeo figure. I really have nothing else to say here. I still think it's fairly safe to assume that Zuth Venus in Wave 10 is Zeo Yellow, since at the very least it's not going to be MMPR Yellow, and it almost certainly isn't going to be in Space Yellow either. At this point, Hasbro could use Zuth for anything, but since our one Zeo use of Zuth is another case of it being paired with a planet code, it seems likely that it really is going to be Zeo again in Wave 10. Consistency. Then we got a third list of figures, with plenty of tantalising new names. One of those was GG MMPR Neptune, which we'll get to a little later. Beyond that, there are 16 codes with a completely new naming system. Every listing has an EAN code, and the EANs for these 16 are in groups of 4, and numerically follow those for Wave 10. Though I spoke with Toku Topics, and he noted that these are different from the standard UPC codes, so it's possible that these will change around in the future. The 4 groups are as follows: PRG Chaucer, Pilgrim, Prioress and Narrator, Pardoner, Miller, Knight and Monk, Fry, Summoner, Host and Parson, and Squire, Clerk, Lawyer and Manciple. The code system appears to draw from the 14th century work The Canterbury Tales by Geoffrey Chaucer. So, the big question: are these waves 11 to 14? I'm leaning towards no, for one simple reason. The list includes items from various other Hasbro properties, and while the only other one I'm really familiar with is Transformers, it doesn't seem that there are any 2022 products listed. Wave 11 of Lightning Collection would be set for December 2021, with Wave 12 in March 2022, Wave 13 in June, and Wave 14 in September. For Transformers' equivalent, the ever-changing Generations mainline, the only oddity is Blaster, previously reported by leakers as a 2022 release, but given here as part of this year's Kingdom line. There are murmurings that he's been pulled forward for a bonus 5th wave of Kingdom, with a couple of figures previously scheduled for Wave 4 pushed back to this bonus wave. If that's true, that would still make this list reach to December 2021 at most. The only issue is, that suggests all 16 of these mystery figures would have to release before next year. And the EAN codes, as much as they may not be the best indication, do imply them being 4 distinct waves. I suppose it's not at all impossible that, for some reason, this list includes figures scheduled for up to 15 months in the future for Lightning Collection, but doesn't do the same for either the main 2022 Transformers Generations line or for Studio Series. And hey, I definitely think we'll see another new codename system at some point, and if it's anything like this one, where every figure has a unique code with no pattern or deeper meaning, then this series of videos will probably come to an abrupt conclusion. I'm not averse to these being waves 11 to 14, but if they are, it's very surprising to see them here. Next, we turn again to the Turbo Navigator from the end of last month's Fan First Friday. Is it the Phantom Rangers? Is it Turbo Greens? Toku Topics brought up in a recent instalment of Lightning Storm that Hasbro has recently renewed the trademark for Phantom Ranger, filing the new trademark in February. For what it's worth, this is a trademark specifically for toy action figures and accessories therefore, while a much more all-encompassing trademark has been abandoned as of this March. Its basis is 1B, which I understand means the owner intends on using it within 6 months, although it seems the owner can request additional 6-month extensions on that. Realistically, that means Phantom Ranger could come within the next few months, or in a year or 2, but it makes it fairly certain that he's coming. As for the Fan First Friday reveals, just 3 figures across 2 releases. GG MMPR Neptune was revealed to be a cel-shaded edition of MMPR Pink in the style of the Boom comics, and like Hasbro's own Power Rangers promotional art. I don't really know what GG is supposed to mean here, especially when the codename uses a mix of code terms and the acronym for the series. All I can think for now is it means cel-shaded. The other reveal was a new 2-pack of Mighty Morphin and Zeo Pink Rangers, with the codename Neptune Cat. No SRE or Zuth, understandably, just a colour and a civilian name. Remind you of anything? I don't know exactly what this could mean for Mars Adam, seeing as it was scheduled for Wave 9 originally, meaning it was seemingly a single figure, in contrast to the Neptune Cat 2-pack. You'd think that a solo Mighty Morphin version of him would still have SRE in the codename. Still, it's very interesting that this pattern of product codenames finally shown up for a product. Plus, here's our Zeo Pink release, months earlier than I anticipated. Maybe Hasbro will still give her a solo release at some stage, but here she is, releasing a month or so earlier than Zeo Yellow is scheduled for. Considering Hasbro's track record, I think it would be a year at least before we see a solo release for her, which means we can probably rule her out as the 2022 figure that comes with the Zeo Blue's missing tonfas. At least if that's supposed to be early in the year. And then there's the final teaser, a close-up of some Tom Whalum packaging art. If you flip it, it looks very much like the mouth and collar of a cog. Considering it appears to be front-on, it's presumably part of a 2-pack. I've been wondering if the Amazon Power Month capsule, with the Lava Equinox 2-pack, could be villain-themed, so I could see this cog being part of that. Perhaps a 2-pack like the Putties one last year, with a silver cog and a copper cog? But, well, now that's both of my initial proposals for the holder of the tonfas ruled out. At this stage, I could see them either coming with a new release of MMPR Red with Rocky's head, and hopefully the new helmet sculpt from the metallic version, or just a second run of Wave 4's Zeo Blue with the tonfas added. I'd rather see the former, since the new MMPR Red helmet looks so much nicer, and I could do without double dipping on another figure. Thank you, Hasbro. And wait, there's something brand new. From Chinese Wonder Festival, at Wenai, brings us our first look at what is surely Lava Equinox 2-pack. Astronema with purple hair and Ecliptor. The key isn't looking too different. I've removed Adam since, at this point, I'm fully convinced it will just be a figure of Adam Park. I know, what took me so long? I'm not including the Canterbury codes yet, because they seem to be something entirely different, whether that's a separate thing or a whole new code system. For now, though, that's everything. What do you think of the new figures and the new coded listings? What do you expect to see in other Power Month capsules? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching!